Rest for the weary. Whew. The first Rite of Awakening went over without a hitch. You seem to be getting quite used to this, Anyas. Well, practice makes perfect, does it not? And I have had lots of practice by now. But are you alright? You look so tired every time. I shall be fine, for I feel that I finally begun to grasp the knack to this rite. The knack, huh? If only we could say the same of the monsters that possess the crystals. I can't help thinking they're getting more powerful each time. You two ring a bell? I was thinking the same thing. We've battled them again and again, learning their habits and tendencies, but each time it's more difficult than the last. Glad it's not only me, do you? How about you, Tiz? Shh! Looks like Agnes fell asleep. You're right. Let's let her get a little sleep. Yes, she needs some rest. Time for a rest. Whew. Are you alright, Agnes? Yes, I am fine. Just a bit weary. I'm afraid you won't last much longer if you keep going on like this. He's right. Perhaps you should pace yourself a bit. No, the crystals must be awakened with the utmost haste. For only then shall we dispel the darkness, close the great chasm, and render aid to Tiz. Agnes. But what harm would there be in getting a little rest? Huh? But we have to awaken the crystals, then enter the Holy Pillar before... You're right, Didia. Agnes' well-being is our chief concern right now. I'm worried about her too, you know. I mean, she's infested all the crystals, and I'm a Crystal Fairy, so of course I'm concerned. Eri, we're just worried about Agnes right now. Not Vestals or fairies or whatever. Now, time to get rest, okay? Tiz. The leader speaks. I suppose we must follow. Tiz? Our leader? When did that happen? When doesn't matter. Are you opposed, Adia? Nah, I'm all for it. Let's rest up. Next time. Whew, that's that. But I wanted to ask you something, Eri. What? Tiz? The rite was completed without a hitch, so... Yes, I know, but I was wondering. How many crystals must we awaken? How many times must we enter the Holy Pillar? And how many worlds must we cross into? It seems never-ending. I've already lost count, to be honest. Oh, well... The last crystal we awakened was the 15th. We've entered the Holy Pillar 3 times now, since we first met. This marks the 4th world we have crossed into. Oh, you people sure have good memories. It's simply a matter of counting. And believing that next time will be the one to end it all. Yes, and Eri, I trust next time will be the one. Oh, yes, of course. The 4th time. We have now awakened all 4 crystals in this world. That marks the 16th since we first began. And once again, the Holy Pillar must have appeared in the South Sea. The 4th Holy Pillar. Yes, and I hope this will be the last one. Right, Eri? Yes, of course. This time will be the one. I hope you're right. Now, the only thing left is to deal with that problem once we get back. Once we get back? To Grantship? What, is she in need of repair again? Yes, there's that, but Dats and Zats are handling the repairs. And I couldn't be happier with their work so far. Then what problem are you talking about? The proprietress. You know, how to get her down to the hold when we enter the Holy Pillar. Ah, that is a problem. A very difficult one, too. I remember the fuss she made the last time. Dads ended up having to pick her up and carry her down there. And just the other day, Dats and Zats were debating something. I'm not sure what, but I'd wager it was about the proprietress. I wonder what the plan is. Oh, I can't wait to find out. Well then, I suppose the proprietress is in good hands. That leaves us to head on to the Holy Pillar. What are we waiting for? Let us go. And with that, all 4 crystals are once again awakened in this Luxemdark. Welcome back to Bravely Default. Today, we are at the Yulyana Woods Needleworks to talk to Yulyana once more and take on a fight with him once again, as you can probably assume. Set up for this fight, Tiz is Vampirism and Invocation, if only because he's mastered Conjure already. I kind of upped my counter rate back when we were doing the crystals, and I got 300,000 pig in the way, so we have plenty of money now again. Absorb physical damage, magic damage, Sanity and Pure Recover, monster ability up, and magic defense 10% up. We're going to want both of these because we will probably be taking a lot of damage. Might as well mitigate it however we can. We absorb 25%. That's not something to laugh at. Sanity and Pure Recover, pretty good. Monster ability up, self-explanatory. Similar setup for Agnes, who's a Templar with White Mage. White Mage made for Dispel, but also a bit of healing if need be. She has Sanity and Pure Recover. Only difference is magic defense 20% up. Couldn't really think of anything I wanted her, so I just gave her more magic defense. Ringabel is a salve maker with Thievery. Salve maker for the obvious reasons, Thievery because we're going to steal things. He has absorb physical damage, magic damage, attack item map, item critical, and transience, which is because I was going to have him as a ninja. Oh god, what should I give him? I don't know, just fucking take, like, magic defense up. Sure. So there's our setup for Ringabel. And Adia is a Valkyrie with sword magic, with buff up to be stronger, and otherwise self-explanatory. Other things, sword magic amp, really good. Would have given her Sanity and Pure Recover as well, instead of maybe buff up, but I don't have her on Conjure at all, so. Anyway, let's talk to Yulyana.
And who have we here? Oh my! Familiar faces, one and all, but all grown up. So I ask, why have you come? Do you wish for me to assess your progress so far?
Wait, you don't mean...
Ah, the ardor of youth. Best brace yourselves. A job, a legend born 1,800 years past. Oh, but you'll have to excuse me a moment. Time out.
Huh?
And what's this presence? Ah, it seems she found what she was after.
She? Who? And are we going to fight or not?
No need to be hasty, child. My tasty little disciple is nearly here.
Tasty? Master, it's been far too long. Mephilia!
You're looking lovely as ever, child. Though it wouldn't kill you to write now and again. Last I heard, you had abandoned yourself to the depths of despair. But now I sense the power of Susano-o within you. He's not the sort to be tamed by someone in a state of spiritual confusion.
It was a mercy I never found his whereabouts during those troubled times. I'd have failed to claim this power, and quite possibly lost much more.
I take it the fellow outside has something to do with it? Well, don't keep him standing there.
Yes, Master. Please, come in.
Oh, all right then. Pardon the intrusion.
A fine specimen of a man, this one. Ah, but you look familiar.
The name is Hayreddin Barbarossa. Captain Barbarossa, if you like. I sought Susano-o by the dying wish of my dear friend Suleiman.
Suleiman, you say? So Mephilia's, he's gone from this world, is he?
Losing him was what first plunged me into my spiral of despair. The cruelty and Florim I was forced to play a hand in only made matters worse. Had my elder sister Einherja not shepherded me away from such dark duties, I would surely have... It was just as I regained some measure of sanity that I received word from Barbarossa.
I misread the word Suleiman left me, I'm ashamed to say. And in grand fashion, I'd been sailing waters so misreckoned as to make a man's head swim.
Barbarossa took me aboard for all my haste and delivered me to the anchorite of war.
Only managed to set a wrong course 2 or 3 times along the way.
He then bravely offered to guard me from the anchorite's ordeal.
Weren't nothing more than anyone with a big axe would have done.
That is how I mastered Susano-o. Alone, I would surely have failed. But with Suleiman's strength, my sister's thoughtfulness, and Barbarossa's support.
The aid of others does not diminish the scale of one's achievements. Indeed, for one who so closed her heart to others, seeing such cooperation is wonderful. A greater accomplishment even than taming Susano-o's fury. And one that I pray will be a greater strength to you than any spell. Ah, but speaking of trials, I am confronted now by these fearless foes you see before me. I would have you, Mephilia, and that gentleman there assist these tired old bones of mine.
What? But... With delight! Summoner Mephilia Venus is ever ready for a challenge.
Likewise, hey, Redden Barbarossa, first mate of the Black Blades.
Likewise, weak, tired old conjurer Yulyana.
I really love these side quest cutscenes that kind of connect the dots between everything we've learned about these characters so far. We knew that Mephilia, or well, Barbarossa at least, was searching for Susano-o, but we didn't know exactly why. I mean, we kind of knew that he was searching for Solomon, and then we sort of knew that Solomon was at least related to Mephilia. I mean, it was pretty easy to, you know, kind of, oh, I didn't buy Fallen Shards. Well, that's gonna be fun. Actually, you should just default. Well, no, you shouldn't. I don't know what I'm... You should steal. You should steal. We're gonna deal with Barbarossa first. So, let's do that, and you can get Lightning Sword Magic. What was I saying? I like how it connects the dots, but you know, these characters, like, we kind of knew that there was some sort of relation between Barbarossa and Mephilia through Solomon. We didn't know they really were closer than, you know, just knowing each other vaguely. But it's nice to just see that, and we can kind of, you know, when Yulyana started using summoning skills, you can kind of assume that he might have something to do with Mephilia, but you can't really be sure of that. But it's nice to know that now that Yulyana actually taught Mephilia, especially since when we got Mephilia's memos way back in Chapter 2, there was something about, like, that old lech makes me, like, he taught me Gerda Blulu, but then otherwise he's like, go find all that other shit on your own. And now we know that old lech is Yulyana. Fits the bill. You're low on health, so you wouldn't do that. And we're just gonna try and deal with Barbarossa. In my opinion, Barbarossa is probably the biggest threat. Second is, probably Mephilia, and then Yulyana. Mephilia, well, now she has Susano-o, so now she's going to use that, which is non-elemental magic damage, which means we can't really negate it anyway, also she's probably going to use it this turn. Okay, no, she's not. I'll default one more time. Hope she's okay. You know what, whatever then, that's fine. We'll just not worry about it. Let's throw out a White Wind just in case, and then just throw out for some fireballs at Barbarossa. You can just default, and you get the rest of these Giant Drafts out, because I really do want them. Was I always keep interrupting myself on various things. You should probably just use, like, high jump. So we can deal a bunch of damage. I don't know, I just like that all these characters come together and all the dots are kind of becoming connected between them. And we can understand what they all have to do with each other. As well as it's really just fun to see all of them interact. It's fun to see Yulyana call Barbarossa a fine specimen of a man. I don't know, I just find it hilarious. And there's Susano-o. Not as bad as you think, but still not, you know, pleasant. 2,000 damage is not something I really want to take. I think it'll be fine. You can go ahead and throw out a Kiraga. You can use your special, I suppose. Might as well. Although you actually probably should have stolen. I am I bravely seconding. I was gonna bravely second ice to steal. That would have been pathetic. We are doing a lot of damage, you know. I might actually want to hold off and focus on someone. Well, I did 1 damage. I guess I shouldn't have been so concerned. Jesus. Okay. This seems like a pretty good setup for this fight. A lot of challenge in Bravely Default admittedly comes to not knowing what to expect and dying because you just don't know what someone's gonna use. Whereas now, you know, obviously I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit, so I can prepare. We do have something we want to steal from everyone. Well, Barbarossa's steal isn't that vital, so if we miss it, I'm not really too concerned, actually. All you can steal from him is a Death Axe, which we've already gotten. So if we fail to steal that, I'm not that concerned. There's a new thing to steal from Yulyana, though. And I definitely want to get that. I'm just going to run a Kiraga, I guess. So ideally we'll steal from all of them, again, if only to sell. But honestly, you know what, I'm not going to use the Death Axe anyway, to be brutally honest with you. I don't use axes. Like, if I have to use a pirate anyway, I'm just throwing, like, spear lore on them. So you know what, Barbarossa is just going to have to get fucked. In fact, we can now use a bunch more of these abilities. So I guess we can raise our crit rate, and we can raise our physical attack. That's magic defense. Physical attack. And you know what, fuck it, give me some physical defense too. And we'll throw out a fireball. You, I guess I can give a rampart? That's not really that helpful. I don't know, let's do Heart Strike. You start throwing mugs at Yulyana. I didn't really think that sentence through, but it sounds hilarious. And, oh, I was like, wait, what? How are you using summoning magic? And then I remembered. Invocation. I thought the game bugged out and was like using Mephilia's attack from Tiz somehow. I don't know why I thought that. Okay, well, there's the thing we need to steal from Yulyana. Of course we get that first try. That's good. Gold Hairpin. That is an item that raises your magic attack and decreases your MP cost by 25% for all magic. Very, very helpful. In fact, we might be equipping that as soon as we... Well, not as soon as we leave this fight, probably, because it's going to be its own video, but... we're probably going to be equipping that in the future. Really, really good ability. A really good item, I should say. Oh, you lost your lightning magic. We should probably get that back. We can steal a Lamia's Tiara from Mephilia. I believe we've already gotten that as well. Which it's this +2 magic attack and charm immunity. Helpful, but not vital that we get that. But I would like to, regardless. You just use white magic. And, well, you know what? Just, no, go for the heart stick. We don't need a bunch of healing right now. Gonna continue starting full from Mephilia, because I would like that item. It's not a necessity, but I would like it. Go ahead and get your Thundaga back. We'll keep using high jumps. If we just wait a turn, we'll be able to use it again without any BP deficit. So, okay, there we go. I guess at that point, we can, if Barbarossa doesn't die soon, we can try and steal from him again. We should probably go and use a White Wind just to heal Vengabell up. You can continue to go for the Heart Strikes. And I guess we'll just start mugging Barbarossa and see if maybe we can steal the Death Axe. Well, he is low in health. Because he is starting to Brave now, which means he's going to start using double damage, I believe. Yep, there it is. That only did... Oh my god! That only did 810 damage to Tiz! Dude, that's awesome! I guess what do I expect when I have, you know, a bunch of defense on him as well as, you know, Gerda Blulu. But Jesus. That's amazing. Go ahead and use Mark again. Yeah, this setup's actually really solid. I didn't know what I expected. I kind of just threw this together. But this seems like a really solid setup for this fight. I'm happy with it. Awesome. Every time I play Bravely Default, like, I have a different setup for these fights. Partly because I master different jobs. And I never want to use jobs that I've already mastered in fights that... in fights like these. Because you gain so much JP from them. I want to use a job I don't have mastered already. Because I want to get, you know, a worthwhile reward from them. which means not using a job I have mastered, because then you just kind of waste the JP. Unless I really, really can't get through the fight without a certain strategy somehow, I don't like to do that. Like, if I needed Tiz to be a conjurer for this fight for whatever reason, or whatever other jobs he has mastered, I would do it. I wouldn't be happy about it, but I would do it. Jesus, 36 damage from double damage, that's amazing! Oh my god! Inglo's still almost dead, but that's fine. I don't give a shit about him. No, I love Inglo. Inglo may actually be my favorite party member. I do like all of them, though. But Inglo's probably my favorite, just because overall he's the most interesting character, in my opinion, the whole party. Like, everyone else has their moments, and they're interesting, and I like them. I love Anius and Edea especially. Tiz is, you know, he's okay. He's a bit of a flat character. I'm not saying he doesn't evolve through the game. That moment with Ego, that arc with Ego, rather, is really, really solid. But overall, he doesn't really... I'm not going to say he doesn't evolve as a character, because I literally just said he does, in a sense. But, like, out of all the characters, he probably is the most static and the most boring. Partly because the player, you know, there's always a character in RPGs where the player is meant to project themselves into them and be like, hey, this is my character. Whether for better or for worse. And Tiz is kind of supposed to be that character in Bravely Default. So it makes sense they would kind of make him, you know, the flat board character and not too interesting overall. I wish they hadn't. But, you know. It's not that he's a bad character. It's just that compared to everyone else, you know, he's obviously a bit less interesting. Anius has the whole Vestal thing going for her, as well as she's then directly tied to the whole corruption of the Orthodoxy and all that happens with that and DeRosa and that whole story. It makes her character seem very interesting because of her being so devoted to the Orthodoxy and then having that whole revelation of the Orthodoxy isn't perfect. The Orthodoxy actually is kind of an awful organization that exists only to benefit itself. And then so that whole, it's not really an arc for Anius, really, but it's directly tied to her. Just, it makes her a more interesting character through exposition. Of course, Ringbell's interesting because, you know, the whole parallel world Luxembourg thing, and that he is Ultimus from the world before our own. That's super interesting. That's super cool. I love that. Obviously, you know, a lot of RPGs also have that amnesia character, but I think Ringbell's is done really, really well, and I'm really happy with how they handle him. Edea is interesting just because of the whole, you know, betrayal arc. Again, I say arc a lot, but it's not really an arc. It's kind of through the whole game. As well as her stance on black and white, like good or evil, is a very, very big deal throughout the game. And in fact, a lot of these refights that we've been through in Chapter 5, 6, 7... the cutscenes especially are, well, obviously the fights, I'm supposed to show you this, but the cutscenes before them are supposed to show you that idea of her judging people as black or white is kind of flawed, which, I mean, you could probably just assume from being a human being, but that's besides the point. A lot of these people have more reasons for fighting than they're just evil, they're bad people. Of course, there are characters like Profiteer and DeRosa that, you know, are just kind of assholes and awful people. And, you know what, to the game's credit, they don't really try to redeem them. They are just awful people through and through in every world. But, you know what, there's a problem. And I'm not saying I like the idea. I like the idea of, like, going through these alternate worlds to see that the people that originally you thought were evil, you know, are more than that. They're awful, they're despicable. No, they have more than to the characters than they're just evil and awful people. The problem is that it is parallel worlds. This is a parallel dimension to our own Luxembourg. These aren't technically the same people. It's not the same Omnis, it's not the same Hankel, you know, whatever. The Hankel in our universe still did slaughter Owen, he still did attack Kaldisla. And it's hard to, like, I mean, it's weird because it's technically the same person, but at the same time it's technically not. Circumstances in this world are very different than the one in that world, evidently, because Kaldisla wasn't attacked, or in any other world, rather. It's just, I like the idea. I think the execution is a bit flawed, just because of the whole parallel universe thing. You see that, like, you see other sides of them, but it doesn't negate, it doesn't negate what they did in your world. For whatever reason they did it, they still did it. Killing Owen probably wasn't necessary. Kidnapping the king probably wasn't necessary. I don't know. It's just and then the Venus sisters going along with DeRosa's plan. To be fair though to it, like mainly Anhyria, she's just loyal to the Templar to a fault, and it's likely that DeRosa tricked her that everything that was going on was the Templar's orders, even though we know now that that wasn't the case. And that's that's a case of it done right. In the first world, we fully believed that the Templar, that Brave, did give orders to DeRosa to hypnotize Florian's women and corrupt them through drugs and all that. Whereas now, through larger exposition in other worlds, we know now that that's a complete lie, and likely is in every single world because DeRosa is an awful person. That's a case of good exposition and good development of a character through these parallel worlds. It's not the same for every character, as I mentioned, like Hankel, Ominous, not perfect, but it's good in some instances and not so great in others, is my point. So for that, we also get a crystal helm and a crystal vest, which are just very good pieces of armor, and a bunch of other items that you can see on screen right now.
Such great power. You have grown strong in such a short time, Agnes.
And you, Sage, you're quite formidable for a man of your age.
Ah, that was fun. Had to make this count, given I doubt I'll have much of a part in the coming days. Not until the time is ripe. And you, Mephilia, and your magnificent axemen there, my thanks for your assistance. Now, the Vestal and her followers here are wanted by the Duchy. What will you do? Give chase? Report them to the authorities?
I intend to leave Eternia for a time. There's something on my mind of late.
Is there now? I have an inkling of just what that might be. Very well, but do be careful, child.
I'll be begging your leave as well, sir. My thanks for the excitement. A mighty fine battle it was.
Indeed. Your prowess in combat is as much a breath of fresh air now as 15 years ago.
So you remembered that, eh? You're too kind.
Come visit again any time you please. Farewell, one and all.
So every fight's pretty fun. I like it quite a bit. Also, it's really nice to see Mephilia and interact with her at an age where she's not insane. I don't know, just her character is so different when she's not being driven insane by killing all the Flories and absorbing their toxins into her brain and becoming a demented summoner. It's interesting. I like it. Alright, chat, though. The Great Brussels Sprouts Giveaway. Everyone! You simply must hear this. That sage is just terrible! Sage Yulyana? What on earth happened? He pestered me to cook him a meal until I couldn't stand it anymore. I gave in and spent half a day in the kitchen preparing a roast bitter melon rice bowl. Not that. And do you know what the sage did with all my hard work? He fed it to a dog when I wasn't looking. Actually, that dog left it for a cat to eat. Yes, and that cat left it to a crow. It is speechless. Amazing. Love it. Oh my god. I love these characters. I love them so much. What do you have to say again? I know. Alright then. Do you have a cactus? Why do you have a cactus? What's the purpose of your cactus? Why do you have a cactus? I don't know. We're gonna sleep in your bed. Whether you like it or not. He probably doesn't care. Convenient he just has 4 beds here. Perfect for our 4 party members. He probably might have actually done that on purpose. But are you awake now, or you're just dead? You're just dead. Great, fantastic. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. I get it. Love that refight. Love the Mephilia, with the addition of Mephilia's character. Love connecting the dots between these characters. And that's kind of something you'll see throughout all of Chapter 7, as well as just, forming new relationships between characters that didn't really have any connections before, but, well, they're going to now. And the next one we're going to do is over in, I believe, Florum Gardens. And it's an interesting one, to say the least. So, I'll see you guys there next time. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, maybe check out some of the other series I've done. You can also consider subscribing, checking out my Patreon page, or joining my Discord server. There are links in the description to those, as well as other social media links like Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for watching.